Right, Chukwudi Abuja is with us this morning. Chukwudi, good to see you.
Same here. How are you doing?
Very well.
Good morning. Victor.
Welcome.
Good morning.
So do we begin with...
Yeah, sure. Let's take a look at the papers quickly. We'll begin with the blueprint. The blueprint leads with EU hails INEC's progress on post-2023 electoral reform. The writer says Commission tasked National Assembly on Electoral Act Amendment. Invitations to 2027 election observers to be out soon. That's according to Yakubu. Other headlines here above the masthead, we have notorious kidnapper Maidawa killed in Kwara. And just close to the major headline this morning on the blueprint, we have Wiki lights up Abuja with anti-vandalism street lights. All right, below the picture story, very beautiful picture here, by the way. You want to find out what that's about, a copy of the blueprint will do you good. Below the picture story, we have 2027. That's the kicker. I won't step down for anybody, Atiku declares. And no younger AGC aspirant can defeat XPP at primaries, according to Sheikh Husani. Power from IPP won't be free, Diri tells Bayelsons. AGF to ECOWAS court. Let's commit to justice, regional integration. On page 6. Quickly looking at the Daily Trust, we have erratic power hinders businesses in Kaduna, Kano, Katsina. Why Atiku is yet to declare for 2027. Different caption right here on page 6 of the Daily Trust. Naira rallies to 1,455 Naira to the dollar. Reserves hit $43 billion. Doctor killed. 3 children missing as gunmen attack Abuja community. And finally, woman sets self ablaze in Bauchi. We want to find out why. All right, so that's it from my end. Victor.
All right, thank you, Ian Ray. And I have the Leadership Friday here with me. And the lead story reads, North Central Commission's 140 billion Naira 2025 take-off budget. Senate's approval includes 10 billion Naira for cars, travels, 9 billion Naira. Phone calls, 1.2 billion Naira. That story is on page 4. And just below that, you have 2 tiny strips. Zamfara. Bandits seize policemen's phones. Abduct councillors. Cleric is on page 7. And flood ravages 20 Niger LGAs. 250 lives lost is on page 12. Beside that story, criticism trails Access Bank CEO's £15 million London mansion purchase. It's on page 7. Woman sets herself ablaze in Bauchi, also on page 7. Above the nameplate, 2027, Atiku rules out stepping down for any candidate is on page 27 as well. Still on the same page, internal conflicts won't stop our national convention. That's credited to the PDP. And finally, the last 2 at the bottom here, 581,878 students get 107.6 billion Naira education loan. You get details of that on page 26. 16% of oil output lost during 3-day strike. That's according to NNPCL. And the story is on page 19. And finally, 2027, act fast on electoral reform proposal. INEC tells National Assembly, page 12.
All right, I skipped something. Chikude, maybe you want to begin with this. Edo NSCDC commandant slumps, dies at award ceremony. That's on page 6.
What was the state of his health?
They said he came in full of life. After his address, he returned to his seat and started convulsing. By the time we took him to the hospital, he was pronounced dead.
You could look.
You never know who is full of life.
You could look full of life
and not be full of life.
When you're systolic, that's when you read your BP,
your blood pressure.
The systolic is the one up there. The diastolic is the one under. Your systolic could be doing 120/95, and you still not look terribly dull or whatever. So you see, you never know by the external looks. You cannot. It's really unfortunate. Regular medical checkup. Let people not say that one old woman in one village has done her worst. You know, Africa and the way it thinks. Regular checkup helps. And I am beginning to think that those of us who have had to now buy them are beginning to think that getting the BP test kit and the one for sugar it is a necessity. It's not a luxury. The other time I took out mine and the few people who live around me that are about 7 of them, I did their blood and one woman, her own was hitting about 15, and I said, what are you still doing here? That's sugar. So we need these things. They are basic health needs. It's not a luxury. Years. Always check. Keep it at home. Keep those things. BP and the sugar. Keep them at home. The kids. It's unfortunate. Sorry about it. One day we will all go one by one.
We're taking a look at heart health today.
Oh, that's also...
They're all connected.
Yeah, my father died of complete heart block. He needed a pacemaker to live. It was 25,000 naira then. The day Kanologbeha donated about 2,000 to us, my father died in the evening. So when you mentioned it, you took me back. Heart, very important. Cardiology. I don't know how many cardiologists we have in this country.
Just about 400.
400. That falls far short.
Grossly.
You know, health matters for other people have taken me into medicine in so many ways. You know, it's really a thing we need to work on. There's this report of a kidnap attempt that led to the death of a doctor, you know, in a remote Kubwa community. And they linked it to the Sumtu Chukwu Maduagu death, the Arise TV presenter's death. And I'm beginning to say, hey, yeah, you may say that these are the outskirts of the metropolis, but they are still within Abuja jurisdiction. And you don't want a situation where the Federal Capital Territory begins to get reports of people being killed by bandits and all that. We had experienced some kind of drop. We have to admit that. But it seems to be resurfacing now. I don't know who was said to have jumped out of jumped from a 3-story building, whether it was a Arise lady or they were confusing he and she, the pronouns. I got confused. And
even in her own case, the story is some said she jumped, some said she was shot, some... You know,
yeah, but there's a bullet hole, the armpit of that person who jumped. The way the story was written was a bit confusing for me, you know. It's really unfortunate. It tells you that see something, say something. Is not...
but talking about saying something...
A demand too much to make.
Talking about saying something, you need lights to see. And maybe that's why the Honorable Minister of the FCT is trying to light up Abuja.
Yes, light up Abuja, the community is being talked about. Well, who knows? Let's not foreclose anything. He could take it to remote areas of the FCT. Lighting up matters a lot. Kerishi is a very good example. Was a candidate when he was a... if you come to Kerishi, the solar powered or whatever, very, very luminant there, you know. You see everywhere. And that tells you, because it's solar powered, of course, it doesn't go off. As long as there's reasonable sun in the day, it does at least 10 hours during the night. We need to work on that. The communities can get the solar powered. So it's not an excuse.
I remember doing a report on Abuja at night several years ago. And I'm not sure that much has changed in that regard, because at that time, really, the only place you find some form of light is on the airport road axis, and part of it, only just part of it. Now, these days where you go, even those parts, some of them are, you know, dark now. So I'm not sure much has changed. It's an important project.
We need to do a lot in terms of reinventing infrastructure in this country. Somewhere there, somebody was complaining that between Zenith Bank on Maraba Road and Sharp Corner, you could spend up to 1.5 hours. They are talking about a distance of about 7 poles. That's how bad the roads are.
Yeah.
In fact, when I saw that, you know what I did? I went to my phone, Google, and said, does the Federal Road Maintenance Agency still exist? Google glibly told me, yes, they exist. In fact, there's a new initiative under the presidential agenda for renewing many things in this country. But if they exist, and I feel strongly about this, The bad portion in front of Abuja barracks that makes vehicles stay for 15 or 20 minutes before they can cross. How many hours of the weekend would it take to fix that portion? It doesn't make sense anymore. FEMA was very proactive way back when I was still a young journalist and we were bouncing on set and all that. I don't see them anymore. Maybe my eyes are getting old. Let me not be too hard on them so that younger eyes could comment.
That they need. Do they have the resources that they need?
Then let the resources be there. They need resources to work. I don't know what is hindering it. Whatever it is, let it be there. FEMA worked once upon a time. FEMA could still work. It's as simple as that.
Very true. Very true. That Maraba access is terrible.
Oh, okay.
There are no words to describe the state of that road.
It doesn't make sense. Because you see the portions, it is not wholesale, repair of a very long stretch. There are portions that FEMA could work on in those days. What has happened to that agency? It doesn't make sense. The EU commending INEC for reforms that they think that are going to really help transparency in our electoral processes. I find that commendable. But there is a nudge being given to NAS, the National Assembly, to make sure that the Act is promptly amended to effect what needs to be done there. I think it is something we should applaud. I think so.
Okay. Then a middle-aged woman was said to have set self ablaze at the family residence of Nigeria's first Prime Minister.
Yes. Oh my God. When you mention Nigeria's first Prime Minister, the man with the erudite disposition, good English. Anyhow, may he so rest in peace. The circumstances of that death, quite, they said she went into the sitting room and they asked her whether she wanted to see somebody overseeing one project there. Could it be the Prime Minister's wife or something? They said no. She said no and all that. She behaved rather strangely, which makes me say, could it be a mental health issue? She later doused herself with inflammable material and set herself ablaze.
Well,
she was rescued. There was initial attempt to rescue her. She actually got to hospital, but she later succumbed to what they call very severe burns on her body. It's unfortunate. Again, just as I mentioned, the BP and the sugar test kits, it is also very important that mental health issue, Chukudi should know about mental health issue, because I'm swimming in it at home there. People are telling me that cases of dementia are beginning to multiply. I know about the one I'm contending with. We need to work on people's mental health. If there had been strict monitoring of that woman, they might have found out that she got erratic at a stage and then she hasn't started behaving somehow.
Anyway, talking about erratic, power is not stable in some parts of Nigeria, and that's Kaduna, Kano, and Katsina.
Let me start from where I come from. Vandals removed 4 spans of wires, and of course insulators must have gone with them as well. Before Fosla Academy and the police station in Karishi, we have been in darkness for more than three weeks now.
You don't say.
The erratic, whatever, mine is total blackout. Sorry if I'm sounding a bit selfish. You need steady power to make businesses move in this country.
Indeed.
Energy is at the root of everything. So let them work on the camera.
All right. Thank you very much for your time on the newspaper review.
Thank you.
We'll see you again on Monday?
Yeah.
All right. Have a great week.
God willing.
Good Morning Nigeria returns after this break for Conversation Proper. Please don't go away.
From the Atlantic across the savannah to the Sahara, we rise, a land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree. We sway in colors, with undying demand. We bet solutions, we ignite passion, yeah. Ethnicity is unique, we have more than destination.
We are Nigeria, strengthening unity. We know they carry lives. We are Nigeria, together live the dream of a land with great destiny. We are Nigeria.
I am the real Nigerian. Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
People, toilets have stains which bleach cannot clean effectively. But Harpic is thicker and sticks better, which gives 10x better cleaning versus bleach and kills germs. Oh, wow. You can now see that Harpic is better than bleach.
Welcome your host, Bisola Ayola.
State. It's the sensational family. Woo! And all the way from Benue State, it's the TWC family.
My name is Christiana. I'm a fashion designer.
My name is Christiana. I'm a fashion designer. Hey! Aisha, you are into catering. You are into another thing.
I sing.
You sing as well. Oh my God. Grace, take it away.
All around the world, no one looks like you. You can put a smile on your face. You're beautiful. For the spirit of the Lord lives and dwells in you.
Mention a common response if your situationship should ask you, what are we?
We are just friends. One item. Or like a sister to me.
Nothing.
Lovers.
We are who we are. We are who we are. Survey says.
The counsel of our fathers.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
Are you ready? Join us on Reshaping Democracy, a groundbreaking program on the network service of the NTA, where citizens get the chance to ask ministers, heads of ministerial departments, agencies, and other top government officials questions on their performance and delivery of mandates. With no sector of limits, conversations build around bridging communication gaps for feedback and effect as our guests engage with the people they serve.
How does ND foster partnerships with organizations, government agencies, NGOs, among others?
As our leaders give account to citizens' inquiries on good governance, tune in to Reshaping Democracy, a creative concept coming up every Tuesday evening at 10:05 p.m.
This is Reshaping Democracy.
You're still watching Good Morning Nigeria on the network service of the NTA. We'll give some attention to heart health today. Recall the world just marked Heart Day. So let's begin with a background report by Ibrahim Belogunda.
Nigeria is seeing increasing cases of cardiovascular diseases, with experts warning that cardiovascular diseases are becoming a major cause of mortality and also impoverishing households. Millions of people are living with high blood pressure without knowing it, being the biggest driver of heart attacks and strokes. Poor awareness of risk factors, shortage of specialists, and the country's percentage of health insurance coverage are leaving millions of Nigerians without proper treatment. The Nigeria Heart Foundation noted that the prevalence of cardiovascular diseases had risen from 10% in 1990 to 28% today, and globally, about 20 million people die annually from cardiovascular diseases. The cost of care remains unaffordable for many, prompting the call to strengthen local manufacturing of drugs to reduce the cost of healthcare, the need to adapt healthier lifestyle, regular physical activity, and enlightenment. What are the risk factors for cardiovascular diseases? What are the steps